Hey everybody, I'm back live. Let me check real quick if you can actually see me, hear me. Tom Grease. Yes, looks good. I'm back live. Let me check real quick if you can actually see me. Awesome. Hey everybody, it's good to be back. It's been a long, long time that I've been live, and yeah, I will tell you what is going on in my life right now, and maybe you can see it in the description already. My life is changing forever, and maybe you know it, but I will become a dad very soon. My son Mark is going to be born in about the next, 2 to 3 weeks. And this is super exciting for me and my wife. It's our first child. And this life is very special to me because it's I give you an insight of into my inner world, into my spirituality, into the things that are going on inside of me. And maybe I should start from the beginning. All right. As you know, the entire world is struggling at the moment with the COVID-19 pandemic. And earlier this year, my wife and I, we were looking for a new location for our second branch. And that was early of March when we found the place that we opened after the lockdown that happened shortly after that we found our new location. So basically, we were driving around, we were trying to find a new place. We found this location, we signed the contract, and I think a week or two after we signed those documents, Thailand went into a almost 2 month lockdown. Yeah, 2 months from March 21st, something like that, until end of May, right? Yeah, so 2 months. During that time, we did all the renovations, and we were struggling throughout the time because we didn't know what is going to happen. We didn't know if we can open our new location as planned. And unfortunately, we hired a couple of people that took advantage of our trust, and they ripped us off. We filed a report with the police, but we lost 170,000 Thai baht. Almost 200,000 Thai baht, which is in US dollars like almost $7,000, 7,500, something like that. And nevertheless, we managed through that difficult time. And during that time, we learned that we are pregnant, that we are about to become parents. And as you might know, in the past, JJ and I, we attended the Quantum Leap program, which is from T. Harv Eker. It's personal development. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about finances, business, marketing, and we use all these things in our business. Nevertheless, due to the pandemic that we were going through, we had many ups and downs, even though that we were able to open our shop end of May. In the beginning, it was great. And then maybe it was my lack of improvement of my marketing. Nevertheless, we had a couple of bad months as well, and we were struggling. And this is like pressure, you're about to become parents, and things are not always that easy, right? So what happened was I started to become, my thoughts were shifting from the positive things to more of the negative things, focusing on the problems instead of focusing on the solutions. And as T. Harv teaches us, where energy or where energy goes, where thoughts goes, energy flows, right? So what you think of expands or gets amplified. If you focus on the negative stuff, these things will be amplified and you will attract more and more of that stuff into your life. And as I said, in 2018, JJ and I, we attended the Millionaire Mind Intensive in Bangkok. During that weekend, we signed up for the Quantum Leap program, which was incredible. We learned so much about ourselves. And that was just another kickoff for me to learn more, to deepen my journey in personal development. And I realized that I really enjoy marketing. And that was pretty much the same time when I got introduced to ClickFunnels, and I started to follow Russell Brunson and Steve Larson and Mark Joyner. And it's a little bit like a rabbit hole, basically. You know, personal development can be very distracting. And this is something that I've experienced throughout the past, well, maybe about a year and a half. A year. After we finished the warrior camp in Malaysia, I focused much more on the marketing, learning more about marketing, buying more courses. But one of the problems was actually that I never really used what I've learned. So I book a seminar, I learn all these things, but then for whatever reason, I never really used it in real life. And this is something that many people experience. This is something that even T. Harv Eker mentioned in one of his seminars, that people get addicted to learning more, and throughout that addiction, you forget to actually use those things. And that will actually lead to a problem. And the problem is you start to feel bad, or in that case, I started to feel bad. I started to question myself. Am I good enough? Am I worthy? Can I really do that? All the others are so much better. I always have the answers and the solutions. I would know how somebody should do it, but I didn't do it for myself. And that was like a downtrend. It was like a spiral, a struggle. It was sucking me down more and more and more. And then again, we knew our baby would come, right? And the result was I started to become more negative. I started to feel bad. And throughout that time, throughout the last 6-7 months, I also lost my spirituality. Earlier this year, I started like an exercise, a morning exercise. After I got up, I did my meditation, and then I wrote things down that I'm grateful for. And I sent this energy into the universe, and I always got good stuff, good energy back, you know. And throughout the stress that we had, it seemed to be not that important to me anymore, because I was focusing so much on the negative parts that are going on in my life, focusing so much on making money because money is short, and focusing on the money is short. And that made the money even shorter. And I made some notes so that I can actually follow what I really want to teach you here. The thing is, I've been reaching out to a couple of friends of mine. One of them is Mark Joyner, and he told me something that was a nice kick in the butt, if you want to say like that. He said, you know, as an entrepreneur, that is your job, to solve problems. You cannot rely on others. You cannot ask for help. Basically, if you want to solve a problem, if you have a problem, you need to solve the problem on your own, which was, you know, it was obvious because that's what entrepreneurs do. But sometimes you're so blinded that you don't really see the things that are right in front of you. And that was one of those things. So I started to focus more on my business again. What can I do? What can I do to actually change something, right? Is it helpful for me to buy another seminar? Is it helpful for me to buy another course that will teach me how to do MLM, or how to do actually what I did, right? I was like, okay, MLM, that's the next thing. That's the thing. Affiliate marketing, that's the next thing. That's the way how I can solve all the problems. This is how I can make more money. This is the solution to all the problems, but actually was not, right? It was just another problem, another box of Pandora that I opened, and it didn't really help. It made the problems even worse. And then you sit there, or I sat there, I started the course, and you know, and then you have the next shiny object. It's like, ooh, this seems to be interesting. Ooh, that seems to be interesting. And I never finished one thing, which made me feel very miserable, because it's like you don't really have a result. And I think a result is very important in life. No matter what you do, you need results, because with results, you can measure yourself, you can measure your progress, you can measure your success. And if you don't have those results, you start to feel bad. I did. I felt bad. And a little while ago, I changed the gym. I found a gym that opens at 6 o'clock in the morning, which is great because after the lockdown here in Thailand, most gyms are opening at 9. And I did that for some time, but it was very difficult for me to arrange my daily schedule with a gym that I would have to visit at 9 or 12 o'clock in the morning, go there, drive into the town, have my training, 2 hours, drive back. Basically, it tore my entire day apart. And for my birthday, JJ invited me to go to one hotel here in the town. And we were like, hey, we can check. Maybe they have a gym. They did. And that gym opens at 6. So I changed the gym and I started to work out in the morning. So every day I get up at 5:30, 5:45. I go into the town here in Chiang Mai and I start my workouts usually around 7:15. I have a pool where I can swim a little bit because now that I'm about to become a dad, I really need to take more care of myself and my health. So I'll be around long enough to see my child grow up, to teach my child things, and to see all the beautiful things that being a dad will bring into my life, right? Nevertheless, anyhow, I was in the gym, and one morning, on the way, usually I'm listening to audiobooks. I'm listening to audiobooks from Russell. I'm listening to podcasts from Steve, So basically, I try to educate myself. And that one morning, it struck me. It hit me. I was like, in the past, I always listened to audiobooks from T. Harv, right? I was listening to stuff that actually really helped me. And it's not just about business. T. Harv Eker is covering everything. He covers the business part, but he also covers the spiritual part. Hey, Stefano, don't worry, later you will not have any more time for anything. Daddy point of view, keep it up. Yeah, thank you. I think no matter how, I really look forward to be a dad. So that's not the problem. The problem is I want to provide, like many men, we're the men, we need to provide. And I was driving myself crazy. But anyhow, that one morning, it hit me. I was like, why don't I just start listening to those old audiobooks that I have from T. Harv? And I did that, and it hit me like a prick in the face. It was like a punch in the face from Mike Tyson, poof, straightforward, and it almost knocked me out. It was incredible. It was so obvious because all the answers that I've been looking for throughout the past 12, 18 months, all these answers to my questions have been there already. They were right in front of my face, right in front of my eyes, but I didn't see them. It was my focus was not on the solution. My focus was on the problem. My focus was chasing the next thing, the next solution, the possible solution to my problem. So what is the problem? What is the solution? Well, the problem is I want to be a good husband. I want to be a good dad. I want to be a good entrepreneur. I want to make money. Obviously, I want to take care of my employees. They're like a family to us. And we try to teach them as much as we can about the things that we have learned. So this is one way for me to give back. And yeah, it's very interesting because suddenly I realized that all the solutions that I need for my problems are here. I have them already. I just need to start using them. This is stuff that I'm repeating from T. Alpha Ecker. Basically, that's what he said. You know, you learn things, you keep on learning, and you go to another seminar, and you like the energy that you get in those seminars, and that energy lasts for maybe 2 weeks, and then your energy will drop. And then you need the next seminar. It's like being a junkie on drugs. You need the next fix, right? But all the solutions that I needed for myself have been here, have been there all the time. So I absorbed all this information again. And it's interesting because I was listening to all this stuff before, right? But now I'm a different person. I've changed. I have developed over the past year and a half. So I see things completely different now, from a different perspective. And even though that it is the same content, it makes a complete different sense to me now. As I said, these are the questions. Maybe I didn't understand it the first time or the second time when I was listening to those audiobooks, but now I do understand. And the other day I was watching a movie. It's called The Secret, and it's about how you can attract. It's about the manifestation of your thoughts, power of attraction, right? And I realized when I was watching this movie that all I was focusing on the negative things, and without even realizing it, that way I attracted more and more negative stuff into my life, right? It was crazy, and it was like so much weight was on my shoulders. And then the other day I started to use what I learned in the audiobooks, and I used what I did before, to do my meditation in the morning, to write things down that I'm grateful for, to send this energy out into the universe. You can, maybe you think it's woo-woo or something. I don't care. This is your opinion. I know what it did to me in the past and what it is doing now. And I can give you some examples. Basically, when I came to Thailand the first time, that was in 2013. Back then, I won a fem trip as travel agent with TUI Germany. They invited us to come here for 8 days. We were traveling throughout Thailand. I never really wanted to come here because I had that stereotype thinking about this country. Old men go to Pattaya. They have young boys and young girls, like sex tourism, right? And I thought the entire country is like that. But obviously, that's stereotype thinking, and you cannot judge a country by one city or by one region. Phuket is also very popular for a little bit red light district, but Phuket is not just red light district. That's one area, but the rest of the island is beautiful, right? Anyhow, so I came here in 2013. I fell in love with the country. I was stunned. I was in utter awe. And ever since, I came back to have my vacation time here. And immediately I started to ask myself, what can I do? Like, this is the place that I've been looking for my entire life. I was traveling so much in the past, and I was always looking for a place that I would feel at home, that my spirit, my soul would feel at home. And no matter where I did go, I never had that feeling until I came to Thailand. So I knew I would do everything necessary to actually be here, to work here, to live here somehow. And that was the energy that I was sending out. So between 2013 in February, end of February, early March, I came to Thailand another 6 or 7 times on my vacation. In 2016, in March, I met my wife, JJ. She was working in the hotel that I was staying at. She was the spa manager. By the time she had a boyfriend, but I immediately knew that she's the one that I'm going to marry one day. Very fairy tale-like, but that's the truth. I knew that this is the woman that I will marry. And throughout the summer, we still had contact. I came back to Khao Lak later that year, end of October. Pretty much 4 years now, exactly 4 years, yeah. And just previously, she broke up with her boyfriend. A day after I got to the hotel, the management reached out to me if I would be interested to work for them, because over the years, I built up a friendship with the management there. They knew that I'm working as travel agent, and we were joking earlier that year in mosquito. We were joking earlier that year that maybe one day I could work for them, right? So I got there one day after I arrived. They reached out to me. It's like, hey, would you still be interested in working with us? I was like, yeah. I got my job interview 3 days later. I signed my documents. And in January of 2017, I moved to Thailand. And ever since, I'm living here in this wonderful country. And even though that I might be complaining every now and then about things that are going on politically and, being not happy, but overall, living here is the best thing that ever happened to me. It was liberating for me. I found my true self, and I found my true life partner, JJ. Now we founded a family. Our son Mark will be born soon. So, but the thing is, I was thinking about living in Thailand all the time, and this was the energy that I was sending out into the universe, and I got what I was asking for. Now, earlier this year, I did the same things. We were looking for a new location. I was visualizing to have a nice location, and we found it. Then, struggling, I'm focusing on the negative things. That's what I receive, negative stuff. And since I'm doing my exercises in the morning again, miracles happen to me. Suddenly, our online shop that I never really promoted in any way, people start to buy through our online shop. There are so many things that I could just, in the last couple of days, things that, just shift your focus on positive things, and positive things will happen to you. And that's basically the main thing that I want to share with you guys. And as I said, becoming a father is the best thing that ever happened to me. It's kind of scary sometimes because the little sausage is not here yet, right? But you see the baby belly grow. You can feel the kicks. Now you can already feel the feet through the belly. And I'm really looking forward to hold my son in my arms. And many friends of mine told me everything will change as soon as you hold your son or your daughter in your arms. Your entire world will shift. Nothing will be like it was before. I can already feel the change that is going inside of me, because in the past, I did things for myself, or I did things for my wife. So the focus, or my focus was on me. The focus was on my wife, and then maybe on my employees or something like that. But this is not comparable. And suddenly the entire focus, my universe shifted. And everything that I'm doing now is I do it for my child. And it is an amazing time. And the best thing is I know now what I really want to do. I know that I have all the answers to my questions already here. And what I will do is from now on, I will document the journey that I'm going through. First of all, becoming a dad. The next couple of weeks, I will do a live at least twice per week, maybe more often, maybe daily, I don't know. But I will keep you updated about things that are going on in my life. And there's another thing that I'm working on right now with the help of a very good friend of mine who offered me his generous help to actually create my own online course, focusing on the things that I'm really good at. And sometimes you have to tell yourself what you're good at. What are you capable of? I did that the other day in the first call that I had with my buddy, and he asked me, "So, what did you learn over the past couple of years, like being an entrepreneur, working in the hospitality as general manager?" And then I was thinking back, like all these things that I learned that I never tell myself, and suddenly being aware of all the things that I am capable of made me feel amazing. Maybe you should do that too. Maybe you sit down today and you think about all the things that you can do, and don't listen to the naysayers, and don't listen to the things, or don't listen to yourself of what you cannot do. Listen to what you can do, what you're good at, right? So anyhow, this is something that will develop over the next couple of months. The next 12 weeks, actually, I'm going to work on that. I will let you be a part of this journey, and I'm very optimistic, and I'm very excited about the outcome. Yeah, so as I said, finally, I'm starting to use the things that I've learned over the past couple of years. My personal development journey finally is having some fruits instead of just digging more roots, right? So the foundation is there now, and I'm looking forward to share all this stuff with you. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Would be great if you give me a like or write a comment in the box below and tell me what you think. Maybe you've experienced something comparable. Maybe you're a dad already or a mom. Tell me how you felt just before your child was born. Looking forward to see you guys in my next live call. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do it on certain times, but I will do it for sure. And this time, I will document the journey. I'm not just going to produce some social content. I'm going to document my journey, and then it's a more natural thing. And over the time, hopefully, I get a little bit more ease, because usually I'm very eased and funny in front of the camera. It's a little bit different, but that's just in the beginning, right? It's like in a relationship. In the beginning, you're shy, but then you get more and more yourself. And I'm looking forward to show you my crazy part too. All right, everybody, thank you. Have a good evening. Have a good day wherever you are. And I'm looking forward to see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.